Anthony can't spell it here. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel's America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel Sports app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today.
I'm showing Tyvis and G this video. I don't know. Have you seen this before?
You got cheese all over us, right?
This guy. I mean, I don't know if we can see this.
I thought that was Otani from right here.
This guy. I don't know. Like, this guy did a proposal at the Chargers game or the Ram-Chargers game. And the girl, obviously, now maybe it's shtick, maybe whatever. She obviously doesn't want to be proposed to, and somebody dropped food on him. So the whole thing can be a shtick. But here's the deal, guys. When you ask a woman to marry you, you have to know the answer is going to be yes. If you're not 100% sure the answer is going to be yes, then you should not do it. That's absurd.
I don't disagree with her.
Because if you don't know for sure she's going to say yes, that means you haven't discussed the subject enough. And if you have not discussed the subject enough, then you and she, or you and he, whatever, are not prepared to get married.
If she don't look excited,
yeah,
tell her psych I lied.
Yeah, you can't
psych
be doing
I
that.
lied.
Now I'll give another piece of advice.
I mean, well, G took it a step to where he was at the altar.
That's true.
Yeah. I listen, she wasn't that excited. She went, look, I should have known.
Should have known.
Should have known. That's on you, big boy.
That's it.
You should have. Hey, take that back. Hey, listen, I tell people, you know how many people? Hey, you know what the marriage rate around here is? When last time I've been to a wedding? 2002. People don't get married no more.
Well, you're also older. I'm certainly older. Our friends are all married already.
Once you hit a certain age. Once you hit a certain age, G.
Mike still goes to weddings every 8 seconds.
I was about to say, yeah, he does.
Hey, Wale said he ain't been to a black wedding in years.
Once you hit a certain age, I don't think people do it for love. They just want a death buddy.
Look. After there's a certain people. Like, first of all, people just be with people forever now.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't be getting married.
Well, come on.
The one dude.
Some people don't.
What's the one dude? The one dude, Shamar Moore?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
What? This has got to stop.
What happened? Who's Shamar Moore? Refresh my memory.
Oh my God!
This has got to stop.
Man.
This is man.
He was on Criminal Minds.
I know him. All right. Yeah, he's a good-looking dude, right?
Bull is.
I don't watch Criminal Minds.
Bro, he was on Soul Train.
I know who he is now. I couldn't think of it. You know what's funny? You know why it's funny that I didn't remember that? Because I literally just looked him up the other day because Howard Stern was talking about that guy, and apparently he fought to keep the show going for another year.
Yeah. And then he gave him the spinoff.
And so Stern was talking about him. I'm like, who is this guy? I didn't know who he was. And then I looked him up, and I'm like, oh, that guy. I've seen him before.
I bring him up to say that he's been with his girl for a long time. They've been married. They not married. They have kids together, but he said he won't get married.
And that's fine. To each his own. I don't judge anybody.
Because he said he hadn't seen a successful marriage when he was growing up.
And that's fine. Whatever you want to do, but I don't agree that a lot, there's still plenty of people that get married.
Nah, if
you just got married not that long ago.
I mean, but you know how many times it took me to do it?
Anyway.
Right.
Speaking of as many times it took you to do it.
By the way, and now G didn't do this, and his wife is great, and they have a great relationship. But in general, live with somebody before you marry them. I'll give you that advice. Are you and your girlfriend moving in together?
No, I'm moving out by myself because she is staying down in Columbus for another year.
Okay, but there's
plans. Yes, there's
all right. So you got smart.
And
Anthony's still pretty young,
we call that shacking up, bull.
That's what you got to do. You don't really know somebody.
Jersey, I'm Shaq.
You do not really know somebody until you live with them.
I agree with that statement.
Right?
I stand by it.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
There you go. All right, before I lose any more credibility, Chips, let's. We're ready to talk about.
Yeah, we did the read.
Ohio State, Michigan.
There, Will.
It's funny. It does not feel like Michigan week at all.
No.
I don't know what it is.
How do y'all just say that word?
It doesn't feel. I don't, because I'm not that. I don't care.
Like even when I was there.
Yeah.
To the present day,
you can't say Michigan.
Wolverines are the team up north.
Tyvis,
I used to say the team up north.
Right.
Now I say Wolverines because I got to do some Big Ten stuff and I refuse to say the M word.
Yeah.
So I say Wolverines.
I'm going to be honest. I don't even know if the game's at home or on the road. I can't remember.
It's home.
Okay.
you know what the problem is? The problem with this game is Ohio State has been underachieving for like 5 years.
But they're playing since the Oregon game. They've been getting steadily better.
I don't know. Since the Nebraska game.
Okay,
Look, I don't
Nebraska
care
game.
nothing about since the Oregon game.
Yeah.
That's Ohio State. They got professional football players.
Every position.
And you struggling with Oregon?
What are you talking about? The number one team
Oregon's
in the country?
number one.
Oregon is not good. You know Oregon is not good like that.
If they're not good, then nobody's good.
Listen, I'm going to let you know.
You're saying Ohio State should be the best team in the country
Yes.
far and away.
Yes.
And they haven't been.
No.
I mean, they played well against Indiana.
What are you talking? Wait a minute. What are you talking
Watch
about?
this. Name me somebody off Oregon's defense.
Jordan Birch, the DN.
And guess what? Is he better than the defensive ends Ohio State got?
Yes, he is. And I think he's a freshman.
Listen, these dudes in Oregon is not that good. They went up there, and you got Jeremiah Smith. I would spam Jeremiah Smith all the time. Why is it that he don't get to rock all the time and he open all the time?
What they call offensive pass interference.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this.
What?
I'm gonna tell you this.
What?
I'm gonna tell
They
you this.
did.
Then you come back and you struggle against Nebraska. How you struggle against Nebraska at the crib?
I think they was trying to do a heavy. First of all, it was a heavy emphasis on. They had just lost their left tackle, who's the top pick in the draft.
Well, wait a second. I think, and listen,
Wait,
I'm not.
can I finish?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're right.
They lost their starting left tackle in the Oregon game. They
Yeah.
put a new guy in there. He struggled in that game. They really wanted to establish the run game, not understanding that Nebraska actually is really good against the run game.
Yeah.
And they couldn't really do what they wanted to do.
Now, I think you're being too harsh.
Why?
Because
What
you can only beat who's on your schedule.
What big games has Ryan Day won? Name me some big games.
He's won 2 top
Don't
5
argue.
matchups this week.
I don't argue with you,
year.
Ryan Day. I said on Twitter.
He's 2-1 in
I
top
said
5
on Twitter
matchups
Sunday,
this year.
G, that I think Ryan D is a D. And fans got crazy. They hate my guts now.
top 5
So I'm not defending Ryan Day.
He beat Penn State and he beat
I'm
Indiana.
just saying you got to give him a chance.
Top 5 matchups.
You can't talk about Nebraska and Oregon. Those were months ago. Now
Top 5 matchups.
they're playing
I'm
better
just
now.
telling you.
You got to be honest.
They beat Penn State, right?
Yeah.
Tyvis in his heart of hearts knows Penn State is frauds.
But
He knows that.
But here's the thing.
it's a top 5
if Penn
matchup,
State
is
and
all I
Oregon are
said.
frauds, are there any good teams?
No. Hold on. What I'm saying to you is,
Yeah.
he knows Penn State loses to Ohio State every year. They
2016 they won.
Franklin ain't beating nobody good in weeks. It's Penn State. By the way,
They're a decent Minnesota team.
Indiana
Yeah.
at home, that ain't supposed to be a win.
I mean, but they won convincingly.
Okay, that was supposed to be that right
Right.
there. Here's how. This is what I'm gonna say. I
Yeah.
went to a MAC school. Tyvis knows what it is. If you want to be the Buckeyes get supreme love. They get supreme athletes.
Yes.
They get supreme money. They got the most NIL bread. They got the most 5 stars.
Is that true that they get the most NIL?
Texas A&M does really well.
But they suck. But Ohio State, out of the top joints,
Yeah.
they got the most money. They got the most clout, right? The world famous Buckeyes. You get paid to beat Michigan and win championships.
Right. And if they
That
don't
is
do
it.
you're right. That's fair. But I can't kill them right now because they have been playing better now. If they lose, I mean, Michigan sucks, right? Isn't
They're
Michigan
terrible.
5-5?
They're terrible.
6 and 5.
So
They should be they should spank Michigan.
So what you're saying is, if they lose to Michigan, which that is a death blow.
they won't lose to Michigan, right?
It should not happen.
They should not
What's
have.
the spread?
20.5.
Oh man.
To me, with the talent that they got, you got Junkins back, or you got him transferring in.
Yeah.
You got Downs. You had your whole secondary coming back. Your 2 defensive ends back. Henderson back.
Well, listen. First of all, Wolverines is coming off of a matchup with Northwestern. They just put up 50 points. Best offensive performance that they have. Secondly, The strength of the Wolverines team is their 2 defensive tackles. The weakness of our team right now is that we have a bunch of injuries on the offensive line. So therefore,
now there should be no excuse for that, Tyvis.
I'm just saying.
This is wild.
I'm just pointing out facts.
Ohio State's second-team offensive line should be a top 10 offensive line in the country with the money they have. I mean, come on. There's enough country boys in the state of Ohio alone that should be able to back up that offensive line.
I'm just telling you what it is.
Okay.
I'm just saying that we just suffered a center thing. Now, Carson Hinsman did a really great job, and he's played center for the Buckeyes a whole year last year, so it's not that big of a deal. But I'm just saying it is something.
To my opinion, he's being too harsh on them right now. However, I agree with him that there's no excuse. You got to kick Michigan's ass.
I agree with you.
Let me ask you something. I'm being too harsh, okay? Let me give you this. I watch Ohio State.
Yeah.
Have Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
Olave.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And C.J. Stroud on the same squad and lose to Michigan. Unacceptable.
That's embarrassing.
Unacceptable. It's unacceptable. How do you have professional that team with those 3 can beat pro teams? That's the best offense in the world with those 3 receivers and that quarterback today in the league.
You know why that happened? Because it always comes back down to the ability to run the football.
Well, and Harbaugh's just a much better coach than Ryan Day, let's be honest.
You can have your own opinions on that. All I'm saying
is there any debate? Is there any debate? I mean, Harbaugh's a better coach.
Talent for talent, skill position for position. Ohio State got the most ball players in the world. There is no excuse for them not to be in the championship game perennially with Georgia, with Alabama.
Whoever's the best team out of the South, right?
They're supposed to be there every year. That's what we pay for.
Has Michigan, in your opinion, ever had more talent on? Forget been the better team, won the game.
No.
Have they ever had more talent on their roster than Ohio State that you can ever remember?
I could argue last year.
You think they had more talent?
They had like 14, 15 people get drafted in the draft last year.
How many Ohio State get drafted?
4.
That's it?
Something like that. A lot of them came back.
Well, okay, but
I'm just saying.
Okay, but
I'm just saying.
But they have Ohio State's got all these players. They're going to get like 20 guys drafted this year, right?
But that's this year.
But those guys played last year.
But they might have developed better this year.
All right, so you think the Michigan had more talent last year?
They had Marvin Harrison, bro.
I'd argue.
They had Marvin Harrison.
You didn't even mention him before.
And they had Marvin Harrison and Ibuka. Come on, man.
The quarterback was shaky.
The quarterback was
allegedly.
Shaky. Didn't he just throw like 18 picks for Syracuse the other day?
He had like 6 picks and 4 of them was pick sixes or something like that.
You're Ohio State.
That's true. No excuses.
You had so much talent one year. Joe Burrow couldn't get off the bench.
Joe Burrow couldn't get off the bench.
I give you a spicy take. I take Syracuse over Miami this week.
Oh, really?
I would.
They play Miami of Ohio, I assume?
No. Miami. Cam Ward's Miami. You matter.
All right, real quick. There was something I had a point.
They better beat them by 50, and they better make this Big Ten championship.
Ultimate Buckeyes. When's that coming out?
Ultimate Buckeyes is tomorrow with me and Dustin Fox. We'll record it at some point and put it out at some point.
Tomorrow.
2BD.
Get the latest on the game, what to expect. And you guys got to share some memories from your games.
Oh, I'll have some.
That's back when they was winners.
That's back when they was winners.
The
Buckeyes should win. Listen, when you look at college football as a landscape this entire year, there is no clear-cut team that's like, oh, this team is the best team and they're the team to beat. That's not the case this year. I think it's as wide open as it's ever been.
Yeah.
The only question marks that I would have on the Buckeyes currently is I do question our corners. That's about it.
And you guys had the debate yet?
About what?
About your national championship team versus Dustin's national championship.
Yeah, Dustin says that they were better because they had more people drafted.
I don't think that proves they're better.
I don't either, but that's what he said, and
let me go back and list.
For the sake of argument,
in my head.
What do you think? I mean, it's hard to not be biased about that.
I mean, they have Maurice Clarett. They have Mike Doss, two of the most
Maurice,
the best players that they
obviously
position.
wasn't a great NFL player, but man, in college
he was that thing.
Y'all taking that L.
Oh, really?
Bro, listen.
We taking the L?
Yeah, y'all taking that L.
No, we not.
Well, you guys had your quarterback was Cardell.
Zeke.
Their quarterback was terrible.
Here's how we play this.
Yeah.
You can't knock them. Dustin Fox and them beat the greatest team ever assembled.
What do you say to that?
We beat 3 Heisman finalists.
We don't care about those guys.
Yes, we do.
You beat Mariota, right?
We beat Melvin Gordon, held him under 100 yards.
Okay.
We stopped Amari Cooper.
Okay.
I wouldn't say stop. We slowed him down.
Yeah.
And we beat Marcus Mariota, all 3 finalists.
They had that trash quarterback number 6, though.
Blake Sims?
Man, Blake Sims is out of here.
If he was so trash, how was Amari Cooper in the Heisman race?
It's Amari Cooper.
Also,
Just saying.
the rules changed between when Dustin was playing and when you were playing.
But here's why I respect I respect their team more than I do Dustin's team.
Whoa.
The reason I respect their team,
Your boy Mike Doss.
I respect them more because they could have folded like a Christmas tree, right? They won 3 games with a backup quarterback that didn't play, and they smashed teams. It wasn't like they low key blew Alabama out. They destroyed. To even get into that championship game, they had to put 50 like on Wisconsin.
59-0.
Yeah.
59-0 to get them in.
Never been the same since.
Never. Like you would say, hey, somebody said, like Kendrick Lamar said, it's like COVID, never been the same.
Yeah.
He got them up out of here, and I was like, and then they beat Alabama and Saban, and this is prime Saban, and then came back and beat prime Oregon.
Yep.
I respect it, but I mean, Dustin's team beat the greatest team ever assembled.
How many guys did get drafted from your team?
I
forget. It's
do some math.
Yeah.